Hello everyone, Mr. Stevens here with another lesson in our Properties of Geometrical Figures unit. Today we're going to be focusing all on triangles. And there will be two particular properties of angles in triangles that we'll be looking at. That is the angle sum of a triangle and the exterior angle theorem. These are both things that will help us in finding unknown angles. So let's dive right in. This is something I want us to write down in our books, so we do. This is the angle sum of a triangle. Doesn't matter what the triangle looks like. It can be a right angle, can be a very skinny triangle, can be a very wide triangle. The angles all have to add up to 180 degrees. Doesn't matter what the triangle looks like, the angles will add to 180. Pause the video here if you need to finish copying that down. This is something I want you guys to take note of before we dive into what some questions are going to look like from this topic. The properties of an isosceles triangle are going to be very useful to us in this lesson. And what we need to remember about an isosceles triangle is that these two angles here at the bottom are the same, and we've got two sides here that are the same. Doesn't matter what the shape, what the size of the triangle is, if it's wide, if it's skinny, if it's got a right angle at the top. The angles and the two sides are the same, and we're going to use that property to solve a lot of questions we're going to see today. All right, let me show you how to do this. You guys can just watch me do this one. I have got three angles here, and I know they have to all add up to 180. So if you remember back into your equations units, if we want to get x by itself, we need to subtract these two things over to this side. What our calculation is actually going to look like is 180 minus the angles that we know. And I'm happy for you guys to write these out with starting from this line. I don't need you guys to go through this process every time we do the questions. I just wanted to show it to you so you know why we're doing this, but I'm happy for you to, in a question like this, we want to find x, so we just do 180 minus the two angles that we do know. And if you do that, that is 40. These two add up to 140, I think, yes. So 180 minus 140 is 40 degrees. All right, remember this is something where I said we would need to know the properties of an isosceles triangle. We need to know two angles from a triangle to determine the third, but we do actually know what this angle is. It's the same as x. So we can use that because we know that 2x plus 40 has to equal 180. So again, remembering back to our equations, we minus 40 from both sides. 2x equals 140. And we want to get this 2 over to the other side. We've got times 2, so we divide 2. So x equals 70 degrees. This is a fairly common type of question to get in this unit. We make an equation that has 2x or some number of x's. If you struggle with solving equations like this, just let your class teacher know when you come to one of these questions, and they'll be able to help you remember exactly what to do with equations. Okay, so that's angle sum of a triangle. The other thing we need to learn about is the exterior angle theorem, and I'm going to show you how it works here. The exterior angle theorem says that this angle here on the outside of the triangle is equal to the sum of the two angles opposite it in the triangle. So what we're talking about here is x just equals 95 plus 50. It's as simple as that. I want you guys to have a go at doing this one. Pause it here. Actually, let me give you a hint. The exterior angle, the 70 degrees here, is equal to the sum of the two opposite angles. So that's going to be equal to 30 plus x. And we want to find out what x is. You guys can have a go at that. Pause the video, have a go, and I'll show you how to answer it when you come back. So I'm going to turn this around just because I think it's easier to work with the x on the left. And we're going to take away 30 from both sides, and we end up with x equals 40 degrees. And you probably could have honestly answered this one in your head. You know that 70 has to equal something plus 30. It's pretty easy to know that that something is 40. But I still need to see this working out. At least those two lines. Because it's important all throughout this unit that we give reasons for the things that we're doing. It's not enough to just know the answer. We need to know why the answer is what it is. So you guys are going to jump into the textbook now, exercise 7b. You're going to do all the questions again this time, but first two parts and last two parts. Now, that means that if a question has less than 4 parts, you're just doing the whole question. And by the time we're done, we should be pretty comfortable with angle sum of a triangle. We should already be pretty comfortable with angle sum of a triangle because we should have seen it before. But this one might be kind of new, or you might have forgotten it. But yeah, that's what we're going to focus on in our practice from the textbook. So you guys can get started on that now. Thank you.